they're like this, and then when we start pulling, we're just doing a crazy trap exercise, just like, ooh, right? Again, we're secure from the ground. I see a lot of times, I see this. What? This, I hate this. I wanna be strong from here, so when I sit down, I'm one with the machine. I'm one with the forces with me. Like some Jedi shit right there. Oh, machine one. What is up, it's your boy Johnny Street Live, BB Pro Metallic it is. Welcome back to an episode of Train With Me. Today we're gonna go over one move, and that is the Nautilus. Doesn't really matter what brand it is, but either way, we're doing the Nautilus pin-loaded preacher curl machine. So thought I would get into this machine, and much like the chest video with Jay Cutler I did the other day, and just like teaching little parts of the movement that we can make more optimal in terms of our training, we're gonna do it with this. So without further ado, guys, keep your eyes glued to the screen and ears glued to the speakers, and let's learn some shit. Okay, so number one, first things first, and I've went over a couple of tips with doing any type of preacher curl. So really, you can take all these tips and cues, and you can add them to barbell preacher curl, dumbbell preacher curl. That's it. That's it.
Barbecue it, boil it, broil it, bake it, saute it.
Any of these tips and cues we're giving you can apply to the same thing. Anyway, so one of the biggest things is obviously making sure you're set up in this so we have this part of the preacher machine, number one, sitting right in our armpit, but also two is making sure now if you have one of these machines that have the adjustable plate here, you wanna make sure this is adjusting to obviously your body type. So for me, you know, having inside here is gonna allow me to still keep my chest, basically keep my armpits in this machine. So again, so from here, right, this is a little bit too far. Squeezing in here, I feel a lot more secure in terms of like where my chest is, engaging my core, where it's here and then here. Now, obviously, if this is too high, like if I'm up here like this, and then all of a sudden I find that I can't get my armpit in here, I have to lower the weight. So if you're in a place where you're like, you know, up here and you're stay like this, and you really gotta, you know, crunch over here, and you're not necessarily in a good position here because this is literally sitting on my chest and like my rib, right? If you have one of those machines where you can kind of like, you know, it's like a piston, you can do this and lower yourself, great. If you don't, you might have to fiddle with a little bit more. Big ups to Pure Muscle Fitness for this awesome machine, the new addition to this gym. But from here, again, I can just sit myself underneath, right, and lower this down where now I know I'm secure here, right? Now I can go and grab these. But before this, I wanna make sure when I'm sitting down that, again, we're secure from the ground. I see a lot of times, I see this. What? This, I hate this.
What the fuck?
Like holding on to this thing here, or like a lot of moving. Like we wanna literally walk up to this machine, you know, get yourself in, lower yourself to your seat, right? Get yourself over, you know, grab the machine and get yourself set and secure. And now when I'm secure from here, right, my feet are on the ground, my core is engaged, right? I'm pressing into this machine right here. I'm actually pressing my shoulders down into this pad when I'm doing this. Most time here we have people getting like this, and then they're like this, and then when we start pulling, we're just doing a crazy trap exercise, just like, ooh, right? Or I have the elbow that's in here, and the elbow's creating leverage, and we don't want that. What we do want is to use this pad to create leverage by depressing my shoulder into it, or just pushing literally into it. As you can see, when I push into the pad here, my arm naturally just comes up, right, if you think about it. So if I'm gonna do this, already I'm gonna create tension already in the bicep, and it's gonna keep my shoulder down instead of it being like this, and then when I pull, you see my traps doing this, and a lot of times that happens. So getting into this machine right here, and we'll talk about the hands in a second, but obviously we're gonna be in a place, obviously we can do, you know, hammer grip, supination, obviously, which is this. But when I get in and I know I'm secure and I've already went through my checklist, feet, glutes, core, and then depression, you can see already, just for me, this is me being loose, and this is me depressing my shoulders or pressing the back of my arms into the pad. Hey guys, believe it or not, if you do a phone consult with me, we actually go over form and different questions about nutrition and training. So if you want more information about that, guys, book us a consult right now. Link is in the description below. Back to the show. Right away, this causes tension. Now I'm doing this with a straight arm. Everything from here connects straight through to here. So the second I put pressure here, this acts as a lever right away. I don't want this to be like this and then me trying to like do this already. I want to be strong from here, so when I sit down, I'm one with the machine. I'm one with the forces with me. Like Some Jedi shit right there. Oh, machine wonder. You think I pulled a Yoda voice out, did you? Nope. Man of many talents, Melly talents. That's Nelly's cousin. That was quick too, witty. Witty I am. Sorry. Anyway. Now we're doing this, we're gonna go over unilateral and bilateral as well. We'll go over unilateral after, but bilateral now we're going both hands. We're in, and then again, we're sitting down, feet are planted, core's tight, right? Pushing the floor, my toes are gripping, just, even though I'm in the machine, toes are gripping the ground too. From floor to core, and then press my shoulders into the machine, and from here, I'm already engaged. Now, when I'm lifting, right, I'm pushing into the back of my triceps, into the machine, and I'm pulling right from this part of my hand. Right here. Now, I'm not trying to force supination like this. The machine already does that. Now, I've had clients who've had, mobility issues where they can't necessarily supinate all the way, so they end up putting a lot of the pressure right here on their arm, on their hands, and they can only kind of do this because they can't get themselves in. But when we're in here, what we want is to be supinated fully here where I can externally rotate as well too, to make sure that when I'm doing this, my elbows will end up flaring out, and you see this happen all the time as our arms are flaring out, then all of a sudden we're like this, doing this kind of stuff. We don't want that, right? So we are in the machine. From here, pressing onto the back of my triceps, are pushing onto the pad, chest is engaged, core is tight, and then I'm lifting up with my entire hand. The palm, this part of my hand, and I'm wrapping all the way in, so I have equal amount of pressure from the outside of my hand to the palm of my hand. So basically all the way from here, this finger all the way through. Now I'm not necessarily gripping really hard here, but I'm gripping enough to make sure that my wrists don't do this. So we don't want this, and we don't want this. We want to be strong enough here where we're sending a good amount of tension, strong from here, all the way straight through, and basically making sure that when we do this lift, everything's coming from this part of the arm. It's just pulling this weight up. So from here, watch again, I sit down, tight core, and then the weight's already engaged, and I'm pulling up just to here, and then I'm down all the way through. And then I'm pulling up. Now I can do this with my hands open. If you look, my hands doing this are doing the exact same thing. So my grip, necessarily not grip my hand, isn't really doing much, but I want to do is just show you that I'm strong all the way through, from my palm of my hand to my wrist to my elbows and through. So we have this nice straight line coming and pulling, and then when I'm trying to squeeze a little P in between my biceps, like I literally want to just almost like I'm doing this, almost like I'm just trying to squeeze this little P right here, right? That's where we need to go, because we don't have to pull it up and try and pull this thing up higher from here. So again, here, up, engaging the core, floor core, triceps, pressure on the back of the pad, externally rotating to make sure our arms stay on the pad, strong wrists, pulling up, squeeze, and down. Squeeze, and down. You can see where my elbow stays on the pad, right? You don't see it coming like this, and you also don't see it coming off here. I keep the back of my arm, my triceps sitting, digging into the pad the entire time. If you're doing this right, you should feel your lats engaged from here, keeping your lever. Once you're locked in the lat, you're locked in here, then we're just flexing from the bicep. We're in the controlling it out. We're flexing and controlling out. So it'll be the same thing if we're doing a one-arm preacher curl, which I love doing. This machine is absolutely dope. It's my favorite. Nautilus makes the dopest machines. Either way, when I'm doing this, now I'm gonna favor myself by almost like doing a split squat. So instead of me being here with 2 feet, now I'm gonna put the foot back that I'm not using with the same arm, right? So I'm basically gonna have the same arm and the same foot is gonna be forward. I'm still gonna sit on my bench from here, sitting down, engaging my lats, basically shoulder pressure by pushing the back of my tricep into this machine. And you can see from here already that my arm's already firing off. And then from here, I put a hand here or here, whatever, just make sure it's not causing any extra nonsense. Like we don't wanna be over here like, or I don't know where your hand would be. Just keep it here, which is good. Here is good, a little bit of leverage from here or in front, or if you want to literally feel your arm and kind of rest it here, it's fine. But then from here, same thing. We're pulling up and down. Hey man, a lot of you guys watch the video but not subscribed, so do your boy a favor, subscribe to the channel. And make sure you hit the post notification button as well too, so next time I put a video, it'll be the first ones to get it. And hopefully by now you guys like the video. So if you liked that video, hit the like button. Back to the show. Same idea, I can do open hand, just so you can see that where the weight is being equally dispersed throughout my hand, right? And just showing you when it's wrapped. You can see that I'm not manipulating any of this from my wrist. The weight and the load is completely on my bicep. And just from this little bit of weight holding it here, right? You can see it firing off right from here. You can see it firing off here and down. And when you're done, you can switch sides, basically same thing. I'm here, getting my hand in, this is directly down. I'm externally rotated, supinated. I'm gonna put the other foot back. I'm gonna sit down, same idea, check from floor, core, and from here, pushing my tricep in the back of this bench, shoulder depression. There's already tension here. Shoulders down, you can see. My shoulders down, my trapezium like this, my shoulders down like this. I'm in that nice position where I'm opened up and I'm here. I think of your posture being very like, I call it like a proud posture. You're up, your chin's up, you're here and not in this type of like fight or flight place where you're here and doing this because your body naturally wants to do this. We want to be in this fight position here. We're here pushing up. Again, hand could be here, hand could be here, but you want to be in this position where you're almost looking right down the barrel and being up from here. Again, try and take those cues. I'm gonna say it again just to give you guys a little refresher. When our feet are together, we're sitting down, the bench should be low enough that our armpits can sit right at the top of this. Reaching down to grab the weight. My chest, if you have an adjustable chest support here, most of the time it's just one, just one piece. This one adjusts, make sure that adjusts based on your arm length. Obviously my arms are longer, I have to push this thing back, right? My arms aren't longer, so I don't have to. So from here, right, from floor, core, glutes, core, push your arm in the back of the bench, shoulder depression. From here I'm up, and now I'm squeezing in and down, making sure that I'm externally rotating to keep my elbows on this pad, and then squeezing up. And if I was gonna do it, if I was gonna do a unilateral, then I'm gonna kick the other foot back, open this foot up from here, look down the barrel right here, keep myself in a nice positive position, nice proud posture from here, looking down the barrel of my arm, controlling the weight up. And showing the other side too, here, and up, and up. You can see that when I lift myself up like this, that's when the weight can go down. See the difference? Just doing this and this, right? Shoulder depression should make the weight do this automatically, causing tension right away from the start of your rep. So pretty quick, easy way for you guys to apply this to any of your preacher curl movements, dumbbell, barbell, one arm, two arm, bilateral, unilateral, machine, pin loaded, plate loaded, whatever it is, take those cues, you could apply them to each and every one of those exercises. And if you do apply, guys, make sure you guys let me know in the comment section below. Anyway, guys, that's it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you did, make sure you guys like, subscribe, and share. You know, become what the title like it is, transparent, vulnerable truth. And for coaching, johnnysheed.com. If you want to know more about my coaching, guys, book yourself a 15 or 30-minute consult. And at the end of the consult, I deduct off any package that you pick. Guys, make sure you hit the description below for those discount codes and promo codes up, save your life or change your life for the better. Like Johnny10 for 10% off BlueStarNutraceuticals.com. Guys, make sure you guys add me on Instagram and TikTok. Send me your progress pics, your training pics, and your video clips. And I'll repost it for you, because you know how it is. Iron sharpens iron, progressive overload your life. In the meantime, keep dream chasing. Peace.